Spruce comes back for the football, grabs it over the top of the defensive back, end zone, touchdown. Torrin Harris was right there, and Nelson Spruce went airborne over the top, yanked it off his helmet.
Hi again, and welcome to the Buffalo Stampede Football Edition. I'm Mark Johnson of 850 KOA Radio, your play-by-play voice of the Buffaloes, joined by Junior Daniel Munyer from the offensive line, who, by the way, congratulations. You probably don't know this. In fact, we just found out just a few minutes ago before we started taping, you made the All Pac-12 Academic as an honorable mention this year.
Nice.
Huh?
Yeah, it's pretty good, yeah.
Breaking news here on the program today.
Thank you for telling me.
You bet. Congratulations. You take academics so very seriously, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I do. Coming from just my background with my mom, I played football throughout my whole life, but you can't play forever, and your education, your degree is going to push you forward throughout in life, and that means a lot to me, getting my degree and taking academics seriously, because at the end of the day, I'm not paying for it here, and someone else is, and you want to take advantage of that opportunity. You don't want to waste anyone's money necessarily. So.
You bet. Well, we're breaking the stereotype. So, see, you big fellas up front, you're not dumb guys. You're actually very smart guys up there in the offensive line.
There's a lot of stuff to go through up there.
Buffalo's coming off the loss to USC this past weekend on a very cold night at Folsom Field. How about the weather in that ball game before we actually talk about the contest?
Yeah, it was pretty cold. I'm not sure. I think kickoff was around high 20s or maybe 30.
Yeah, it was like 27 degrees.
27, yeah. It was cold, but once you're on the field and you get warmed up and everything, you don't really feel it that much. But when you're coming off the sidelines, you kind of get stiff easier. So you're always just trying to jump around. We have a very dynamic warm up that we always do before we hit the field. So.
Sure.
We got to do all those things to stay warm.
47-29, the final score in that ball game. Comment or two about what was your takeaway from the contest for the Buffaloes? Offensively, you guys couldn't seem to find traction in the first half, but did in the second half a little bit.
Yeah, offensively we started off a little slow in the beginning of the game, but I was really proud of our guys. We finished strong, and I think we had 3 touchdowns or so in the fourth quarter, and that's just really good to see. We don't look at the scoreboard much, and at the end of the game, if we had that onside kick and we go down and score, it's a 3-point game, and who knows what could have happened. But I'm just proud of all of our teammates for just competing the entire game, playing to win the game, and not necessarily looking at the scoreboard or just playing to finish the game, but actually playing to win the game. And I think that's good. That's it goes down to our coaches too. Our coaches are coaching us well and teaching us how to finish, and every player's taking that accountable. So,
Daniel, is that a tough deal when you have a season like this, and here you guys sit now at 5-6, and so the bold dream, if you will, has come to an end. The Buffaloes, of course, this weekend are at Utah. That becomes the bowl game for the Buffs. Yeah. In a season like that, is that one thing you look for to make sure this team is fighting all the time, despite sometimes what the scoreboard says?
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously, you want to play to win the game. You don't want to play, just to go through the motions. And yeah, we're not bowl eligible this year, but just going out there, it's a seniors' last game as a Buffalo, and some of them it's their last game that they'll ever play. And for myself, I just want to I want to go out there and give their last game something to remember. And as a team, I know we want to do the same thing, and we want to come out victorious. And we know the season's over after that, but that doesn't mean you can't win, and you can go 5-7,
sure.
And that's another stepping stone for next year as well.
Quarterback Seth Olufau said after the ballgame about USC, he said he thought that was the best defense that he had seen all season long. Would you concur that USC's defense was the best?
They were pretty good. I would say them, and I think Arizona State was a pretty good defense too. But USC definitely up front. They were good. They had a good D-line up front. So yeah.
The Buffaloes have begun to run the ball a little bit more effectively, I think, here in the last maybe 3, 4, 5 ball games. Michael Adkins has done a nice job. Christian Powell's done a good job. I know you guys up front take that very personal, don't you?
Yeah, we do. Anytime you don't want to have negative yardage, you don't want to see your running backs getting tossed around in the backfield, and obviously that starts with us up front surging off the ball and just coming off the ball as hard as you can, and that helps in the passing game too. And we do take that personally, So, yeah.
Nelson Spruce was quoted after the ballgame to say he thinks that the Buffs, the improvement that we've seen this year from Colorado, you guys are becoming a complete football team. And have you sensed great improvement as this year has gone on as well under Mike McIntyre, year number 1?
I have. Obviously we don't have as many wins as we want to, but I honestly think it's night and day between this year and last year in terms of, our improvement. I think it speaks for itself on the field. People are competing more. We're in the right places at the right time, and that goes back to our coaching. And I think we have really great coaches here, and everyone is buying into that too. And it's just, I can't wait, for this next game and, in the future after that to see what we can do here at CU. And I think it's going to be great, good things to see for the fans and everyone else.
You talked about wanting to get those seniors a victory in the final game of the year at Salt Lake City against Utah. But talk about your senior brothers, if you will, on that offensive line. Jack Harris, you've got Gus Handler up there. Well, what have those guys meant as you've kind of grown up as a college player around them? Oh,
I mean, they've been great guys. And I think this year especially, we've gotten so much closer this past year with Gus and Jack. And I just feel like, we're actually, like, we're a solid family up front. And, every single one of us, the starting five has started every game this year, which is awesome. But I think we've really grown as an O-line and as a family. We hang out with each other after games. We do our own things together too. And it's with those seniors, I'm definitely going to miss them.
What do you think of Gus's beard, by the way?
I mean, I wish I could grow a beard like that, but I think it's awesome. Yeah.
He told me that his parents were in the stands for the last ball game, and he heard somebody screaming behind Gus Dynasty as in Duck.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Think that name will stick with him?
Probably. Yeah.
That thing's getting a life of its own, for goodness sakes. Hey, on Monday night, we'll talk about Utah here in a moment. Monday night, I understand you did some shopping and some cooking. What was that all about?
Yeah, shopping and cooking. So I think there's about 10 or so of us. We went to Safeway. Mm-hmm. We went with some dietitians that the training staff provided for us, and we went shopping, looked at different prices of foods, the nutrients of food, and they all helped us, just kind of educating us with the different types of food that we, consume for our body, because obviously food is fuel for your body to enhance performance.
Sure.
And so that, we did some shopping and we did some cooking as well, just to, get us around the kitchen, I guess, and just, show us that, not all of us eat out every single meal, and just to help us to cook and prepare these home-cooked meals. Right. So we're not spending, $10, $15 every time you want a meal. But it was good. It was good to be around that and just everyone, all the support, and showing us that. So, yeah.
Well, you got to be able to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Once you leave college.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about this last bowl game of the year here at Utah. As we said off the top, that this becomes your guys' bowl game, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does in a sense. We're both new additions to the Pac-12 the last 3 years, and we're both not bowl eligible this year. But it's for us, it's a bowl game. It's our last game of the year, and we want to leave on a high note. And we want to have a great springboard for next season as well, and especially like I said earlier, sending those seniors out on the right note. It's going to be their last game suiting up as a Buffalo. And we want to make that special for them.
Well, you've had a great year so far. Keep up the good work. Congratulations on the honorable mention All Pac-12 academic.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Offensive lineman. He's a junior. Daniel Munyer. He'll be back here next year for the Buffaloes. Colorado this weekend at Utah in the season finale. That is a 12 o'clock Mountain Time game. We'll hit the air with our radio broadcast on 850 KOA at 10:05. The Colorado Football Network picks up at 10:35. And then it's the season finale as the Buffs take on the Utes. For Daniel Munyer, I'm Mark Johnson. Thanks for joining us. For all CU highlights, go to BuffsTV at CUBuffs.com. Right now with more, here's our friend B.G. Brooks.
Hi, this is B.G. Brooks with CUBuffs.com. We're nearing the conclusion of the 2013 football season, at least for the Colorado Buffaloes. Once again, there's no bowl game in CU's future, only a season-ending trip on Saturday to Utah to close out Mike McIntyre's first season. The Buffs have a chance to win a fifth game, as do the Utes. Both teams are 4-7 overall and have won once in the Pac-12 this season. That's not satisfactory for either program, but in CU's case, it's still a step up from 2012. After last weekend's loss to USC, McIntyre spoke of progress made this season, and that will be the theme in the coming weeks as he and his staff begin wrapping up recruiting for 2014. McIntyre pointed to improvement in several areas this season, but also said he's at the point where he wants to see it reflected in the win-loss column. Of course, he's not alone there. Calling the CU fan base long-suffering is akin to calling Bill Gates and Warren Buffett well-off. The Buffs haven't had a winning season since 2005 and haven't been to a bowl game since 2007. In truth, long-suffering really doesn't come close for this fan base. McIntyre made a telling comment a couple of weekends ago when he said, "We didn't break it, but we're here to fix it." Don't let anyone tell you it's an easy fix, but in time it can be done. McIntyre and his staff are in the process of laying a foundation for change, and Athletic Director Rick George has a facilities vision that hopefully will bring the Buffs up to speed in the Pac-12. Here's several things I liked about McIntyre's first CU team. First, it won 4 times, with a 5th win a possibility on Saturday. Second, it never went belly up in the losses, which couldn't be said a year ago. Third, a promising young quarterback is in place in Sefo Lufau. Surround him with more talent, do the same with freshman linebacker Addison Gillum, and the ascent will begin. Don't expect it to happen overnight, but expect it to happen. The call for patience has gone out far too often by too many CU head coaches. But at this point, what other call is there? This is B.G. Brooks. You can read my Buffs coverage on CUBuffs.com.